Who cares about football coming home if we can't end racism? I'd like to start by thanking Gareth Southgate for uniting the England team like no previous manager has done in the modern game. And when I say he's united the team, he's done so on every possible level. As footballers, as people, and as wonderful ambassadors for England, the country. Some people say politics and sport don't mix, but I totally disagree. Football players and managers are hugely influential in today's society. And quite frankly, the whole of the England team and their manager, Gareth Southgate, speak far more eloquently about issues that matter than the vast majority of politicians. We all saw how Marcus Rashford made Boris Johnson change government policy with his campaign for free school meals. Now that Rashford, along with Jadon Sancho and Bukayo Saka, have been on the receiving end of scandalous racist abuse after missing penalties in the Euro final against Italy, we've seen Tyrone Mings take on Home Secretary Priti Patel. Patel gave the public the green light to boo England players for taking the knee for what she described as gesture politics. Her boss, Boris Johnson, was less than supportive of the England players when clarity was needed. On Twitter last night, Mings said, "You don't get to stoke the fire at the beginning of the tournament by labelling our anti-racism message as gesture politics and then pretend to be disgusted when the very thing we're campaigning against happens." This strikes right at the core of what is now a very public embarrassment of the English nation on the charge of being racist. The very fact that the England players found it necessary to make a public statement defending their right to take the knee before the start of the European Championships speaks volumes. The fact the British government, led by the Prime Minister, refused to publicly endorse that stand right at the beginning shows you how their public statements since the weekend are so hollow they're all but meaningless. Close to 1 million people have signed this petition, calling on racists to be banned from football. It's a positive statement of unity, but let's be clear, banning racists does not end racism. Only education and winning the hearts and minds of those who embarrass the rest of us by being racist will end racial discrimination. This runs far deeper than the gesture statement of signing a petition. It's been heartwarming to see the public response to the Marcus Rashford mural that was defaced by racists. Clearly, there is a majority appalled by racist abuse. The overwhelming support of his local community has, in Rashford's own words, left him on the verge of tears. We should all be encouraged by the positive response and the public rejection of the racists who've cast a shadow on what was a source of pride when England's football team united a nation and reached the final of a major tournament for the first time in 55 years. But please, let's not kid ourselves and believe racism is not a big problem in England. We've all seen numerous occasions when English footballers, both at international and club level, have been booed for taking the knee because the public don't understand the size of the problem. Ignoring racism by saying many of us are not racist is part of the problem. Meantime, our sporting role models have a unique platform to cut through the noise, and that brings me back to Gareth Southgate and his pride of Lions. The English football team are doing more to tackle racism than any political body ever has and ever will, certainly here in the UK. For that, we should be eternally proud of the English national team. Who cares about football coming home if we can't end racism?